Hey YouTubians, it's Tony here from We Try Anything, the channel that likes to try anything so you don't have to. What we're going to have a look at today is, as you can see from the thumbnail that we've put up, is a ocean wave projector. It's like a little light projector that we got off Amazon recently, and what we wanted to do is we've had it for a week or so, and what we thought we'd do is give it a review. The reason why we bought this projector was simply on the premise that it would help our youngest son, who is on the autism spectrum disorder scale, who's been suffering with it's been his thing this past couple of months, lack of sleep, not being able to sleep, and apparently due to autistic children, they have an issue with the amount of melatonin that's in their as it were in their body, which means they find it harder to sleep than, say, people who are not on the autism spectrum disorder. But again, I'm not an expert on this, and you can quote it in the comments below. But what we thought we'd do is have a look at this item here that we found on Amazon. We got it for £20. It is a ocean wave projector, as you can see here. It does have certain attributes that we thought would mention. It is a product MO5. It's not massive. I mean, as you can see on this box in my hand, it's not a big item, so it should be able to go in most people's bedroom situations. It has a 5-volt input, which is not small, which is not too big. It's like a mobile phone. It's got a 2-watt output with these speakers, because this thing comes with speakers, so it does play kind of music and stuff. But we'll have a little look at that later. It has an audio line. So what we're going to do, we're going to move the packaging away, and then we're going to present you with the actual item and what we got in the box, and then you can see from there. So as you can see, we've just kind of taken things out of the box. I mean, they have been taken out of the box about a week ago, to be fair. So what we got in the box was the actual unit itself. We got this natty little remote control, which, not unlike most remote controls, I should say, you do actually get quite a few options on here, but they are labelled as well, which is it's a massive kind of addition. And I'll just try and focus with my camera. There you go. I'm going to zoom in, zoom out. There you go. So you can see you do get some kind of options on there that you can use to power the actual ocean projector light itself. And also, as well as that, you also get an amount of cable, which is about, it does say it's about 1.2 meters. Now, as you can see here, it does work on the micro USB, so a lot. Unfortunately, my camera can't focus that much in. You can see that, you know, if you do lose this one, there is plenty of ones that can be purchased from the likes of Poundland and stuff like that to replace this. But you know, you do get it in the box. But unfortunately, you don't get a power adapter. So again, you know, it's one of these items that you do buy from the likes of Amazon and stuff like that, and Argos and what have you, that don't come with an adapter to power this. So you need to just bear that in mind when you are buying it. I mean, we were quite fortunate that we had a dual USB adapter. We managed to get this to work with, so it's not a problem really. Let me just pop this cable aside, and what you've got here is the actual item itself. Now, as you can see, there's the actual LEDs on the inside. It's the plastic, it's not too bad, it's quite sturdy. Yeah, it feels quite, you know, it's quite hard of wearing. There's the actual speaker there where the actual sounds come out of. And you can play your own music through using a headphone jack on your phone, which is becoming rarer and rarer nowadays. But if you've got a music player that will, oops, sorry, not the camera there. If you have got a music player that has got an output, headphone output, then that will do the trick for you. And then what you can then do is plug it into there, and it will play the music that you've got. Now, unfortunately, we haven't got anything to test that with today, so you'll have to just kind of bear with us on the music that this will play, because it does have some kind of sounds that this thing plays as well. So, you know, we'll feature that in the video. So what we're going to do is just going to hook it up. Obviously, this will easily hook up into there via the cable. And then what we'll do, let me just pop that in. Always get it the wrong way around. So what I'll do, I'll just pop that in there, and then we'll plug it in, and then we'll turn it on. Right then, we've plugged it in and it's been switched on at the wall. So what we're going to do, we're going to get our natty little, as it were, our remote control, and I've got the actual lead zooming off into the distance there. As you can see here, it can be powered either via the actual remote control, which you see here. And it can also be powered via this, so it's meant to be touch sensitive. So what we'll do, we'll just press that on, and I didn't even tap that really, and basically it was just a light tap will turn that on, and then hopefully, I believe that keeping it pressed down there will turn it off. Now again, you'll find the same here. It will be turned on via this, by the remote control, so you can turn it on and turn it off as easy as that. Now if I zoom out a little, and what I'm going to do is just turn it on and try some of the functions that it has got without obviously the lights being on, because I'll show you that later. So we can turn it on here, and what you can see, there's various modes. So this one here is flash. So what it does is it'll go through the different colours here to show you like the reds, the greens, the purples, and the mix up of the LEDs just to generate different kind of colour types, as it were. The next one is red, blue and green. So it makes up the colour mix RGB, which is red, green and blue, to get different colours, as it were. And what you can then do is have, it will cycle through them colours there to make it as relaxing as possible. And then you've got like a kind of what would be a disco mode here, which obviously while this is sold as a relaxing item to use, it's I can imagine this in a situation would be more disco and stuff like that. Now you can also, stop trying to induce any kind of seizure here. What you can do is also lighten it, darken it, then it goes through the different variants of lighting and stuff like that. And you can also change the rotation of the actual item, as it were. So as you can see in there, the LEDs are rotating around and around, and you can stop it and start it. Now I would say that's quite good at night, because if you just want to leave it on as a night light for a couple of hours while the child is getting off to sleep, or adult, because I've read some adults do actually use this for relaxation, the actual sound, turning that off and changing the rotation mode, or pausing it at least, would be good. Because if you've got nothing on and just these lights, you can hear the motor whirring away a little there, especially when it's on a kind of a go slow feature, as it were. So I can't play the actual sound of the actual motor going off there, but you can hear it. So being able to just pause that and turn that rotation off, it might be a plus for some people. Now the next thing is you can play music through this, or you can play inbuilt sounds. So I'm going to just press play now and see what happens, and then I'm going to turn the volume up. Oh, so as you can see, you got a piano playing there. I'll just turn it down a touch. So, again, if you wanted a bit of classical music playing in the background, it's quite good. Again, for a child, at night. Oh, just pop that on volume. So you got kind of a lullaby kind of a feel. Here you've got bird sound and stuff like that. I'll turn it up just in case you can't hear it, because obviously the microphone's a little bit away. But the speakers aren't brilliant in this thing. It's only a single speaker. It's not like what you're going to expect. But just for, if it's in a room and it's quiet, you can hear frogs and stuff like that. I'll just turn it back on. Also, you've got a sound of cicadas or crickets in the background, which you would expect on you'd hear it on films in the night time and stuff like that, just to denote that. But, it's pretty good like that. Just see if there's any more. Rushing water and the birds. May want to make you go to the toilet more than anything, but for a child who's trying to get off to sleep, yeah, it's good. But the only thing with there's certain sounds you may notice is when I turn the volume down, it doesn't go fully down. It will just go down and then off. So, it can go quite loud, which for a child trying to head off to sleep may be a bit of an issue. But as I say, it's on certain sounds. And there you go. It's more the music that's quite quiet, really. You also do have, and I can't show you here, unfortunately, you do have a timer which after an hour it should switch off, for 2 hours or 4 hours. The actual light and music will switch off. So as a kind of accompaniment to a child going off to sleep, then it will help. Now, subsequent to what I've mentioned here, in terms of this working and what have you, for our son, it's not been too bad. I mean, to be honest, he's got his own mind of his own, and he's 10, in fairness. So we thought it would be something that would help him. But for a child who's about 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5, I think it'd be quite a good help. Now, what I'll do is I'll just cycle through the modes of light in a nighttime situation or a darkened room situation, just so you can get an idea of what the actual light hitting the ceiling would look like. To conclude, this has been pretty good. I mean, it's all right, but for our child, and he is on the autism spectrum disorder scale, as it were. I mean, he's quite low on the scale, so he's a high functioning. He's got high functioning autism, but this didn't really help us, unfortunately. I mean, he just, while it's good for children or people who like that sensory kind of feeling that this thing gives, I mean, I'm sure it'll be good and I'm sure it'll help. But in our situation, it didn't work, and unfortunately, you found it more of a distraction than anything. So, bear that in mind when you are looking at one of these, that they may help. I mean, the quality of it's okay. The only thing I did find is that the motor is a little bit loud, just that touch loud for any kind of real quiet situations where they are nodding off, and I'm guessing when they will nod off, and you may find that this motor might be a bit too loud for them, that it might be a bit off-putting. But again, as I say, it can be paused and stopped, and you can just have, you can probably hear that motor now. I mean, I'll just put the microphone near it, and you'll have to forgive the teddy bear look to it. So I don't know if you could hear that or not, but there is a certain whir to that motor. So again, you may find that a bit off-putting in certain rotations, but I'll leave that up to you. Overall, it's a nice light. It works well. I've had no problems with it starting and stopping over the the week or the couple of days we've had it. But for our child, it wasn't the one. So as I say, bear that in mind. But I hope you like the review. If there's any questions on us, just pop them in the comment section below, and if you like it, give it an old thumbs up. If you don't, well, obviously the other button's there. And if you'd like to see more videos and more reviews coming soon of other items that we've got ready for review, such as cars and stuff like that, then just tap on that subscribe button and you'll be helping out the channel. Thank you for watching. We hope you liked the video. We look forward to seeing you on the next video. Goodbye.